I'm joined now by Jan Ernesco, our correspondent in Rio de Janeiro. Jan, so we hear that Bolsonaro is not going to contest this result. He's not going to dispute it. This after not communicating since Sunday evening. Is this something of a surprise? Are his supporters going to be disappointed that he isn't going to contest it?
Well, Angela, I'm sure they will be disappointed. On social media, they're still in denial about the fact that Bolsonaro lost. They're saying that it was stolen from them, stolen from him. And so if he really does come out and make this statement, that's going to take the wind out of their sails. But as you say, it's now been almost 2 days since he was officially declared the loser in this election, and no word. And there's a sense that he's deliberately delaying this statement to aggravate the situation of civil unrest in the country and try and give the impression that the country is behind him. Yesterday, his ministers were saying that he needed time to decide how he was going to react to the election result. But how much time does he need? And the longer he leaves it, the more embarrassing it is for him personally, and also the more dangerous it is for the country.
There are reports of police firing tear gas in Sao Paulo. Is there growing civil unrest? And what about these blockades? Are they still causing disruption?
Well, the civil unrest isn't growing. We have to bear in mind here that we're talking about a very small number of people, probably just several hundred hardcore, far-right, anti-democratic Bolsonaro followers. The reason why tear gas is now being used is that the police are finally taking a firmer hold of the situation. The reason for that is because earlier today, the Supreme Federal Court issued an order saying that the Federal Highway Police had to take immediate action to remove these blockades. And if it didn't, then the Director General, Silva would be held personally responsible and face sanctions. Now, Vasquez is already being investigated for potential electoral interference because on Sunday, the day of the election, more than 560 random spot checks were carried out on public transport, the vast majority in the northeast of the country, which is a Lula stronghold. And the night before the election, he posted a story on Instagram asking people to vote for Bolsonaro, which is highly inappropriate for a person who's the head of a federal police force.
Right, well, we'll leave it there. Thanks very much to Jan Ernesco in Rio de Janeiro. We'll be hearing from him, no doubt, later on.